More izakaya are going bankrupt now than during the pandemic. For generations, they have been one of the most familiar sights in the country. Part pub, part restaurant, part gathering place. Now this might come as a surprise. After all, COVID was one of the toughest periods the restaurant industry as a whole has ever faced. Yet, years later, Japan's traditional izakaya are still disappearing. For many people, it wasn't just somewhere to eat and to drink. It was part of everyday life. But pressures are mounting. Owners are retiring, young people are drinking less, work culture is changing. I'm Jeff Richards, and this week on Japan Today Spotlight, why one of Japan's most familiar social institutions is in decline, and what may be lost if it disappears. Izakaya literally means an establishment to sit and drink sake. Sake meaning alcohol, not necessarily rice wine. You can usually spot an izakaya by the red paper lantern hanging outside, or the blue norin curtain draped across the entrance. The menu usually features dishes meant to be shared over drinks: yakitori chicken skewers, sashimi, tofu, and other small plates. For generations, izakaya have been where coworkers unwind after work, welcome new colleagues, say farewell to retiring ones, and gather for bonenkai, a place where coworkers could relax, speak more freely, and build relationships outside the office. Others simply stop in for a quick drink before they head home. From the outside, izakaya still seem to be thriving. The tables are still full in many neighborhoods, especially outside the metropolitan areas. Today, there are about 17,000 izakaya across Japan. Some belong to large national chains. Many others remain small, independent businesses run by the same family for decades. Foreign tourists have also discovered izakaya through social media and travel guides. And with record tourism, you might expect business to be booming. But behind those lanterns, many izakaya are struggling to survive. Why? Izakaya flourished during Japan's economic boom of the 1980s. As companies expanded, so did after-work drinking culture. For many office workers, stopping at an izakaya with colleagues wasn't an occasional treat. It was simply part of working life. When Japan's economic bubble burst in the early 1990s, the industry began to slow. But the biggest shock came decades later, the COVID-19 pandemic. Restaurants and bars across Japan were forced to shorten their hours and limit customers. Many izakaya survived only because of government subsidies. Remote work also changed long-established habits. When restrictions ended, many expected customers just to return. Some did, but not enough. According to Tokyo Shoko research, more izakaya are now going bankrupt than at any point during the pandemic itself. Between January and April this year, 88 izakaya with debts of at least 10 million yen declared bankruptcy, the highest figure for the same period since the firm began tracking the industry in 1989. It's 54% higher than the same 4 months last year. So what changed? For one thing, Japan is drinking a lot less. A survey by Tokyo marketing firm Meri found that 44% of Japanese people in their 20s say they never drink alcohol. When you include those who drink less than once a month, the figure rises to nearly 60%. This shift has a name in Japan. Some researchers call it the decline of nomication. It's a portmanteau from the Japanese word nomu, meaning to drink, and the English word communication. The idea is that sharing drinks after work builds team bonds. The same survey found that about 60% of young Japanese now hold a negative view of using alcohol to build workplace relationships. Even as many employees have returned to the office, the culture of stopping for drinks with coworkers isn't as common as it once was. Running an izakaya has also become much more expensive. Japan is experiencing its highest inflation in decades. Food prices have risen. Utility bills have increased. Labor is harder to find. Many owners have raised prices, shrunk portions, or switched to less expensive ingredients. But customers are feeling some financial pressures. For some, it's simply cheaper to buy a few drinks from the convenience store and stay at home. The unlimited drink packages that were once some of the izakaya's most attractive deals now often cost more than 5,000 yen, a price point that many diners are refusing to pay. There's also a succession problem. Many independent izakaya are run by older owners. For many smaller operators, the hardest problem isn't the menu or the tourists. It's finding someone to take over when the owner retires. Some have no family members willing to take over. Others struggle to find enough staff. The labor shortage has become especially severe outside Japan's largest cities. Shogo Tani is the 48-year-old president of Tenshokaku, a company that operates 2 seafood izakaya in Kitakami in Iwate Prefecture. He told the Asahi Shimbun that after spending more than 2 million yen a year advertising for staff, with nothing to show for it, he eventually began hiring workers from Myanmar. But in April this year, the central government suspended new applications for the Type 1 specified skilled worker visa status the food service industry relies on. The suspension came with just 2 weeks' notice. Our business can no longer keep going with Japanese workers alone. In this age of low birth rates, capable local talent is taken by leading businesses. No management plan would work without non-Japanese personnel. Taken together, these changes have created challenges unlike anything the industry has faced before. But economics are only part of the story. Some long-standing traditions are also coming under greater scrutiny. One of the best known is something called otoshi. Shortly after you sit down, a small appetizer arrives at your table. The catch? You didn't order it, and you still have to pay for it. The price often isn't explained in advance. For many Japanese customers, it's simply accepted as part of the experience. Restaurant owners say it helps cover the cost of table service and keeps menu prices lower. But younger customers and many foreign visitors see it differently. They expect to pay only for what they actually order. Vegetarians or people with dietary restrictions may receive something they can't eat. And language is another barrier. Large chains increasingly offer English menus and touchscreen ordering. Many smaller independent izakaya do not. Ramen and sushi restaurants often make ordering easier with plastic food displays or illustrated menus. For first-time visitors, an izakaya can feel less approachable. None of these traditions seemed unusual when most customers were Japanese office workers who already understood how izakaya work. Today's izakaya aren't just competing with each other. They're competing with an entirely different way of spending an evening. Some people prefer craft beer bars or casual restaurants. Others simply stay at home. Some chains have adapted. Some izakaya are expanding their drink selections or finding new audiences through social media. British-style pub operator Hub has 110 locations across Japan, from Hokkaido to Kyushu, built on a model that was once unfamiliar here: order and pay at the bar, big screen sport broadcasts in the morning, day and night, and no surprise charges. The chain listed on the Tokyo Stock Exchange in 2023 and posted annual sales of more than 11 billion yen last year. Larger restaurant companies are also diversifying. Watami, once one of Japan's most recognizable izakaya chains, has pivoted sharply. In 2024, the company acquired Subway Japan and set a target of expanding from 178 locations to 3,000 over the next 20 years. Smaller family-run izakaya don't always have those options. Many depend on loyal, regular customers and traditions that have remained largely unchanged for decades. As those regulars grow older, finding new customers becomes increasingly important and increasingly difficult. There are reasons for optimism. Japan welcomed 42.7 million foreign visitors in 2025, the highest annual total ever recorded, according to the Japan National Tourism Organization. The government has set a target of 60 million visitors a year by 2030. If more of those visitors discover izakaya, they could provide an important new source of customers. Some operators are already showing what's possible. Kotaro Nakatsuka, 28, who manages a seafood izakaya in Saitama, told The Guardian that his team regularly adjusts the menu based on daily price fluctuations for fresh seafood, works to turn tables faster without losing the atmosphere, and makes a deliberate effort to attract female diners. The truth is, he said, if you have female customers, more guys come. His izakaya has since taken on more staff and opened a previously unused third floor. The izakaya has been part of Japanese life for more than 2.5 centuries. Some will close, others will adapt, new ones will open. Whether they survive may depend on their ability to change without losing what made them worth saving in the first place. Like the local pub in Britain or the neighborhood cafe in France. Some things are harder to replace than they look. From the Japan Today newsroom here in Tokyo, I'm Jeff Richards. See you next time.